Hi, and welcome back to the $1 Million Events Podcast. This is the place for small businesses, coaches to learn more about hosting events and building a $1 million event arm of their business. It's not just about logistics, it's not just about marketing, it's about the attendee experience. And when you nail the attendee experience, they keep coming back year after year. They want to stay in your program, and it's the best tool for client retention. Now, without further ado, today I want to talk to you about something that's on my heart is I am studying and I've applied for the Certified Meeting Planners accreditation through MPI, which is a Meeting Planners Institute. It's basically the industry gold star standard in the events industry. And there's a few criteria you have to meet before you can get this or even set for the exam itself. You have to have 25 hours of educational credits. You have to have 3 years minimum of full-time event planning experience, and you have to pass a test. I'm pretty sure there's another requirement, but I haven't even thought about it because, like, I've always checked that box. I've wanted to set for this exam for about 3 years now. I've definitely qualified for a lot longer. I grappled with actually needing the credential to do what I wanna do and how I wanna run my business. And while I don't need it, I definitely want it. Like, I want to be able to put CMP at the end of my name. I want to be able to add authority in the marketplace, not only for small businesses and corporations to want to use my services, but also, show that I'm actually doing continuing education in the marketplace. I think the coaching industry in itself is just like, if you believe it, you can do it and teach it. And that's just not what I'm about. I am a human of integrity. And I do believe that if you want a $1 million successful event arm, if you want to host events, you should be partnering with someone who is certified, who has experience, and not just like one event experience, not just believing that they can do it. It's actually applying it and doing it. And that is something that the certified meter planner credential is going to fulfill for me. I feel really good about it. I could have said a few years ago, I was kind of in a weird season of my life and I've kept kicking the can because when life slows down, when I'm more successful, when I have a bigger audience, if people show that they care about this kind of thing, then I will do it. And I just realized this year that life will always happen, that I will never have enough time, energy, effort, focus, whatever that looks like. The time is now. I did join a educational program that is certified through MPI, which is the accreditation company. I already knew a lot of stuff. So, like, that makes me feel really, really good. Now, without studying, without reading one single textbook, I was getting like 82, 85% on practice exams. I feel really good about what I'm currently doing. I know I've always have felt really good about what I'm doing, but it's almost like a little internal subconscious nod that I'm like, oh, yeah, you do know what you're doing, even though I do. But like, to have it validated in an educational way, it's pretty cool. So my intent is to set for the exam in August. Coming up, I have my two biggest conferences. One is 200-person, the other is 300-person. So the 200-person's in August, the 300-person's in September. I want to make sure I sit for this before that happens because honestly, I am exhausted. I have zero brain strength for anything in August and September. And I just want to make sure that I'm giving it my all and I am able to give it my all before I head into these two large conferences. I'm super pumped about this because in the studies, the questions I'm getting like wrong that are around areas that I've never planned events for, like nonprofits or international big conferences and budgeting for those. I've never had to do a progressive attendance spreadsheet. Like, what are my expenses as the attendance grows? Now, 'cause all of my clients are established in their events and they just needed someone to kind of take over. whether that means create a lot of process flows and standard operating procedures for one client, but their meetings have been going for a while. So the attendance is pretty stable. I know exactly, like, within 10% margin, how many people are going to be there. So I haven't actually needed to create this graduated expense sheet. And so it's really fun to learn about how to do that. It's almost like cost accounting all over again, which was the one accounting class that I wanted to stab my eye with an ice pick. But it's fun to bring those skills back up, even though it's been like 20 years. And another area that it's teaching me a little bit about is around sponsorships. Now, I don't seek sponsorships for my retreats. I think it's a missed opportunity, especially if the coach is big enough. Like, I think we could totally do some brand deals, but that's something that I want to lean into in 2025, 2026 for all of my clients. And my conference client is we negotiated me taking over sponsorship outreach and sponsorship collection. And I'm so excited to be like learning this new skill in my business because once I learn it and I feel confident I can teach it, it's just going to help you guys out so much more in your businesses and seeking sponsors because sponsorship is a way to reduce or offset expenses. And the more you can offset expenses that doesn't come out of your pocket or your ticket price, the better and more luxury aspects you can put into your events that is just going to send your attendee experience over the top. Could you imagine at your retreat every night having some sort of entertainment like tribal dancers or a fire dancer or some sort of local band, like a violinist playing at your dinner? Like, could you imagine how awesome that could be if you could add it into your budget and you could afford to do that and not at the expense of the attendees' pockets? Like, how cool would that be? Or at the expense of your pocket, to be honest. So I can't wait to learn this new skill. So that is all for today. I just wanted to give you a little heads up at kind of like what I'm doing to further my education in the event space to become the true authority that is recognized in the meeting and events industry, just so I can serve you better. Because if we're not constantly learning, then we're not growing. And if we're not growing, we're behind. And I stand by that. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will talk to you on the next one.